Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. Had I had up alone, I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
Wagwan people, Luani here back again with Season 2 of the Malaga save, and it is Season 2 in La Liga. I seriously can't believe that we've made it to La Liga after that end to the season, after the beginning to the season more importantly. The start of our season was absolutely awful, but somehow we have made it here to Season 2. Now I've got a couple things already lined up that I'm going to show you guys as we break down what's going on here. But first, let's hop over to our board expectations and then the expectations that we've also spoken to the board about. We'll get into that and I'll list those off quickly for you. In game, what they want to give us is they want us to sign 2 youth players to the academy in a defensive position, which we've already done. Within 2 seasons, which we had last season, have 2 players from the youth academy signed in the first season, play at least 30% of the games. Brand exposure was to sign 1 crucial or important role into our squad. We have already done that. We had the same player salary growth. Fortunately, we've already failed that because we've already made signings. And they also want us to make 10 million from youth player sales within 3 seasons, which was the same as before. Avoid relegation and reach the round of 16 in the Copa del Rey. Now, we've had an extensive meeting with the chairman because obviously things last season didn't go 100%. He did give us his full backing, the chairman and the board. They gave us their full backing, but we've had a sit down conversation with him to go through these. I will show you that right now. So after our meeting, we decided to split things down into 4 sections. The first section being our club objectives, which are avoid relegation, reach the Copa del Rey quarterfinals, and also offer better contracts to our more vital players. Next up, we have our recruitment objectives. We want to sign some dressing room leaders. We want to sell or loan out our underutilized players, and also we want to stay within our budget, not overspending where we can. Next, we have our on-field objectives, which is to play attacking and pressing football, and also to experiment with some new formations to see if we can find one that fits the players that we have. And lastly, our youth development. We want to introduce some new young faces into the starting lineup and try and find some top talents. So there you go, that's what we're setting out to do this season with our own personal targets that we've talked to the board and the chairman about. So now there's only one thing to do, and that's to get in to the pre-contract arrivals. Obviously that's already been completed, and I'll show you exactly why that's been completed in a minute. We've got Sergio Escudero coming in, we've got Yusuf I can't remember how to say his name. Muchangama. That was it. Muchangama. Yusuf Muchangama. I completely forgot how to say his name. Escobar has gone out on his 2-year loan deal, which is all good. And we also have Cristiano Piscini joining as Brandon Thomas leaves. Now, there's been some transfer activity already, and there's been some huge transfer activity already for us. You'll be seeing it in the background right now, or maybe even in the foreground, who knows, however it goes. You might just be hearing my voice right now, but as you can see, we have signed an absolutely huge player in the form of Cesar Azpilicueta. He was available on a free transfer, and there was absolutely no way that I could miss out on signing this man. We brought him in. I had to do it off camera. I just got it recorded without any sound or anything because I just wanted to confirm that it was going to get done. Cesar Azpilicueta is joining us I'm so gassed for this signing. As you would have heard, we wanted to sign some locker room leaders this season, and I don't think you can get any better than Cesar Azpilicueta. He's been doing it for years, massive at Chelsea. It's a huge signing for us, and I'm so happy to have him on board. Now, let's get to the other side of the coin and show you who I'm planning on letting go. So, Matthew Pay-Burns, he played a lot in Season 1. However, you guys know I didn't necessarily get along with him great. So, I've decided we'll let Pay-Burns go. If anyone comes in for him, we will let him go. Josebed, another one. He is a big player for Malaga, I know, in real life. However, for me, I prefer to take the money for the 31-year-old right now and reinvest it into someone else. Ivan Calero, also he went out on loan last season. We've just brought in a lot of fullbacks. He's probably not going to get the game time here, so I'm fine with him. Luis Munoz, again, another player, big player for Malaga, but you guys know personally I did not get along with him very well, so I would prefer to cash in on him right now. Paulinho we're going to let go. He just isn't going to get the play time. I have put Ismael Casas up for sale. I know it's controversial because I said I might start him. However, he was unhappy towards the end of the season. And for me personally, when a player's making that much noise, making that many problems, I'm not really one to keep you around. And Julio Martinez, exactly the same thing that happened with whoever it was that I was just talking about, Casas. He just made a lot of noise for no reason after getting a new contract, and I wasn't a big fan of that, so he is going to go as well. We are going to make another free agent signing here because we don't currently have a goalkeeper, not just a starting goalkeeper. We don't have a goalkeeper at all at our club. So we are going to go ahead and sign, I think it's Oya, because he's 74 rated. He can do a decent job in net for us at 32. So once we find a goalkeeper we want to sign full time, I'm going to offer him 10 grand with a 70 grand sign on. They're happy with that. So now we will have an actual goalkeeper that we can start. So as you're probably also now seeing for the first time, I am fully planning on switching full in to the 4-2-2. I talked about it a lot last season that I wanted to make the change, but yeah, this season I'm fully planning on committing to the 4-2-2. This is what I want to play. This is how I want to play pressing, attacking football. I know the 4-2-2 quite well. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of players getting changed positions that I maybe changed out of that position in the first place, but eventually it will all come together. But what it also does mean is there is a hell of a lot of work to be done on the team in terms of recruitment. Right, here we are. First pre-season game against Spezia of Italy, because it's massive for us. We do lose the first pre-season game 2-1 though, which isn't a great start, but also at the same time I'm not devastated about it. The one issue we do have, we've got a lot of players currently training to not training, sorry, I've got a lot of players scouting. However, currently we don't have that many targets. I'll take you through the transfer list in a minute as we get a 1-1 draw against Strasbourg. We've got an offer coming here for Gennaro. Why do I keep struggling with names? From Spezia, who we just played. I wasn't necessarily planning on letting him go, but with the signing of Azpilicueta, we do have a pretty obscene amount of centre backs because I swapped a lot of players, obviously. 1.6. Going to go to 2.2, and they're going to agree that. So Gennaro could be leaving for Spezia. Yeah, anyway, so let's go to my transfer list. I've got to do a little bit of cleaning up on this. I'll be honest, I haven't done housekeeping on it yet. Johnny's a player that I'm interested in. However, he's very, very expensive currently. I don't necessarily know if he's worth. We do have Charles Arangis also available as a free agent. However, Nice are currently talking to him. I'm not 100% certain whether I want him bad enough yet. Oh, I did want Alfred Duncan though, and he's now been signed by Osasuna. This is the one that I'm really looking towards mostly. One of these two, I think I want, out of both of them, I want to bring in Modric the most. Jordan Ayew also I have on there, but I actually don't think I'm going to make that signing. I think I'd like to bring in Luka Modric to play that central mid role, maybe the CDM role. At 36, he doesn't have a lot of years, but I think he could give us one good year. But when you do look at Hector Herrera, he does look like he kind of got a little bit more about him still at this moment in time. But I think what I will do is I'll go in and I'll talk to Luka Modric and see what kind of money he's asking for. He wants 23. So what I'll do, because it's Modric, I'll offer him 24. And I'll offer him a 80 grand sign on. They're happy with that. So we are going to bring in Luka Modric, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because the players that we've currently brought in are pretty big time players. We have brought in a lot of older legs though, and like I said, I also do want to bring in some younger players, so we can't necessarily keep going with signing older players. What I'm going to do though is go on to Modric's development plan and have him trained to go to that CDM role. We don't know necessarily if he'll be able to play it. I do still want to try and bring in Isco. The only problem is bringing Isco in this season is he's currently valued at 32 million and he's on 145k a week, which I feel might be a big stumbling block. However, Carlos Fernandez, he isn't on a lot a week and could be available for around 16 million. We'll keep going forward because, like I say, I have a lot of scout reports going on right now, so we need to wait for some. These are, what would you call them, romantic signings, I guess. They're players that used to play for Malaga that were a big part of that really important season for Malaga, and that's really the reason I want to bring them in. But I think I also have to be smart about this and maybe say that that Hakeem probably doesn't fit the mold for us. As much as I want to bring him in for romantic reasons and have that like sexiness of having a former player return home and all of that stuff, I think probably signing him would be somewhat of a mistake. Well, we are definitely going out if we don't win this game, and we didn't win the game, so we do go out of pre-season. We'll get a little bit of money though, which isn't too shabby. Just a mil, not too bad. A little bit of money in our wallets. A couple of scout reports back. Also an offer for Pay Burns here. I think I will just straight up accept that from Feyenoord. Oh, Gortler's position change is finished, so he is a full-time cam now. Doesn't actually change his rating whatsoever. We've also got an offer coming in here for Enriquez, who isn't a player I was necessarily looking to sell. However, I wouldn't be against the money if we can get a fair bit for players. I'm not against letting most guys go. I'm gonna go quite high actually. I'm gonna ask for 9 million. They say 7.3. They have agreed 8.5. So we could be selling Enriquez as well, which is an interesting one because I wasn't necessarily planning on selling him. An offer we're definitely declining is this one from Wolves from Gwene. He's not going anywhere. Calero though, we will accept that one. 3 potential transfer offers now, all waiting, so we could have a decent bit of cash coming in. And as I say, that Pay Burns has been sold, so we get 650 from that. We are getting a decent bit of cash going here, so it may be about time to start looking to reinvest some of it. We have an offer for Martinez, but before that happens, we've got scout report back from Monzon. He looks very good actually, and he's been approached. So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to look to bring the young man in. I want 6.3 with an appearance bonus. I'll get rid of the appearance bonus, and they want 6.5. I'm more than happy to give him that, to be fair. He looks very good, the young man, so we will bring in Pablo Monzon. I'm also thinking I will go in for Carlos Fernandez. I've got a couple more scout reports left. We also have an offer here for Martinez from Stoke. Though he is transfer listed, I think we could probably get over 2 million for him. So what I'm going to do is ask for 2.5 and see what they say. They say 1.5. You're going to have to go over 2. So I'm going to go 2.3. You're not quite hitting where I want yet. I'll bring it down to 2 flat. They're not going to agree for 2 flat, so Martinez will not be leaving as of yet. We're going to keep going forward a little bit. No, I lied. Calero and Enriquez have both gone now, so we definitely need to start reinvesting some of this money. Josebed has got an offer which we're going to accept as well because we want him out of the club. Let's go and reinvest some of this cash in the signing. About 14,500. They're happy with 14,500. So a big chunk of our cash. However, a chunk of our cash that I'm happy to spend. Again, get rid of the appearance bonus. Then they want 22. I'm happy to give them 22. So we will have a new striker in the form of Carlos Fernandez. Like I said, this season there's going to be a lot of transfer activity in and out of the team because there's a lot of players that I need to change in this team basically. I still want another striker to go alongside Fernandez ideally. I'd like another Cam if possible. The team is coming together better with the somewhat unexpected signing also of Luka Modric. Team's coming together better. We do actually, what I need to remember to do is not spend all the money before we get ourselves a goalkeeper in. However, as you can see there, Carlos Fernandez, the new striker for Malaga. Big signing for us, to be fair. I may look towards Isco if we still have the money. Lucas Clint has just signed for Toronto. We have a transfer offer for Bosufian, which is going to get rejected because he's been a very important player for us. We got a couple more scout reports that we're waiting on. We got a little while before our first game yet against Osasuna. I really like that red. That's really, really nice. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, we got a bit of time before the first game, so we should ideally be able to get some transfers done before the first game of the season. Just a quick look at the youth academy still. I'm gonna call up this man, this young man, this young man, and this young man, and this young man. We will be sending the scouts out. I want to call them up because I think it would probably benefit them more currently to go out on loan than it would to be sat in the just sat doing nothing basically. So we're going to send all of them out on loan. What I did want to show you guys as well was the results of the World Cup. Portugal beating Italy in the finals of the World Cup. Romania actually won the third place matchup against the Netherlands, which is quite interesting. Romania beat Spain as well. That's somewhat unexpected from them. Gyro has returned from injury, which is pretty huge for us. Club Josebed has been sold to Montpellier. We're waiting for scout reports to come back. Still, we do have a healthy 17 million. Transfer offer come in here for Gortler as we get Fabio back from Heroveen. He looks very interesting actually. Definitely looks like a player that I might be interested in trying to look at myself, if I'm honest. We've got Danilo, who is the last player I'm waiting for to see what they look like before we make a decision on another striker signing. I'm also waiting for a couple goalkeepers. As for selling Lucas Gortler, it's going to be a no. Transfer offer here for Martinez. We're just going to delegate this one. I won't accept less than 2.5, and we're going to start off at 2.8. Munoz, we have a 4.3 million from Osasuna. This one we're going to start. Oh wait, I just did that the wrong way around. Lol. We're going to start the offer off at that, and we won't accept. No, we're going to start the offer up at 6.5, and we won't accept less than 5. So we'll see what happens with those. Martinez is, I did do the wrong way around though. No, he hasn't signed yet for whoever was coming in for him, FC Cologne. Or Cologne. So we will go in for him because I very much like the look of this young man. I'll offer him a rotation because that's probably all he'll get. I'm happy to go to 7. They want 4.6, but appearance bonuses we don't count. They're happy just to take the 4.6 without, so we do get another promising young player in. So we will continue. Oh, we had the transfer offer actually, didn't we? Before I forget, Paulinho had a transfer offer from Fulham. We'll delegate here again, start the offer at 2.8, and we won't accept less than 2.2. That would be all of what I called the deadwood / underutilized. They're not all deadwood, that might be a little bit too harsh, but they definitely are underutilized and will probably remain to be underutilized. Another Munoz transfer offer from Braga. Again, we're going to do the same thing, ask for the 6. We'll go 5.5. And don't sell for less than, let's go 4.6. We have a potential swap deal here. However, the player that's being swapped is not a player that I'm interested in whatsoever from Nantes. Ishmael Casas for Koita? No, okay, I didn't think so. But it is what it is, you had to try it. Anyway, let's go across to the transfers. And what are we working with? 15 million currently. With decent finishing. I think what we'll do is we'll look at Brobby. We'll see if we can get him for around that 15 million mark. What I might even do is offer them a player in exchange like Luis Munoz, and then offer them 12 million on top of that. They don't want Munoz and they're asking for 22. I don't have anywhere near 22 that I can give them. This is what I thought might happen if they didn't want the player, that they might launch the price up a bit. Let's see if we can get him for 14, just under valuation. I think it's probably going to be unrealistic, so we're going to walk away from Brobby. I think what I'll do instead, is I will go in for Danilo. I think he fits the bill a little bit more. 4.5. They want 4.95 and it's 20%. I'm alright with that, to be fair. We can deal with that. Go in and negotiate some terms with him. 10k, remove the bonus. They want 11. That's fine by me. So we do bring in another striker. Now the next signing does need to be a starting goalkeeper. Right, Ruben Blanco's is finished. Oh, he's available for 6. I'm going to go in for that straight away. I'm actually going to accept that. I know I asked for more from the others. However, we could do with recouping a bit of money. His valuation is 6.5. We'll offer 7 straight off the bat. They're happy with 7 with 70 sign on. And they're happy with that. So we do have a starting goalkeeper to go into the first game of the season. And his name is Ruben Blanco. We're almost at our first game, which I think I will play in this episode. I wasn't planning to, but I'm enjoying things so far, so why not? By the way, the updated the updated foot cards of the new team will be put in to the beginning of episode number 2 once we have finished the transfer window. So once everything is done, once everything is decided and the team is submitted, you will get the updated team sheet in the form of the foot cards that we've had before. Martinez has been sold, so we recoup a little bit of money there. But we are actually, we couldn't find a deal for Munoz. But we are quickly closing in on the first game of the season. Paulinho to Watford. I'm more than happy to accept that potential deal. What we will have as well for you guys is our first press conference in the new format that I'm going to do it in. So let's get straight into that now. Hi guys, welcome to the first press conference. I'd like to firstly say welcome to all the new signings that we've made so far this season. And also just to give a quick injury update. Hopefully Gyro will be back with us soon. But besides from that, going into the first game of the season, everyone is fit and healthy. We will now open things up to the floor for anybody to get their questions in. Thank you very much, guys. Mr. 221, how would you rate your team's chance of survival this season in La Liga? Look, we fully plan to try and thrive here in the Liga. That was 100% my plan coming into this season. It's always 100% been my plan to get the best out of these boys and see us rise to where I feel this club belongs. As for surviving in the first season, it's going to take a long time. We're going to have to grind and grit out games, but I think we have what it takes to survive this season. I don't see why we shouldn't be able to survive this season. Last season, Malaga really defied expectations and found themselves now this season in the Liga. Do you think that togetherness and that fight that you guys showed to find yourselves promoted through the playoffs will be a driving force for you this season? And also, how did you manage to turn around the bad start that you had? Look, I can't sit here and pretend that I can take credit for that late surge completely. Me and the boys had a lot of conversations. Things started off badly last season. We were much lower than what we expected. We didn't think that we would find ourselves in a situation towards the end of the season where we would be looking up at the table to see who we'd be facing in the playoffs. But like you say, a late surge really helped us compound ourselves and get ourselves into that playoff position. And then the playoff games, you saw we switched into another gear. We kind of found our way. We found a little bit of dominance throughout those games. Look, I'm looking to bring all of that into this season. I'm looking to dominate games as much as we can. Obviously, there's a lot of great teams in this division. A lot of teams that we're going to have to grit out results against, like I've said. But, yeah, I can't take full credit for that late surge, I'll be honest. It was down to the boys' mentality. The boys really put themselves out there and started taking account of basically what they were doing. And, yeah, they really changed it for the fans. A lot of new signings have already been added to this Malaga side. Can you see that working against you at the beginning of this season? It's going to take a little while for the boys to gel together. We've had a couple training sessions together now. We've started to get things gelling a little bit more, partnerships starting to grow throughout the team. Whenever you bring in a lot of new faces like we have, it's always going to be a little bit tough, but the boys that are here have an even bigger role to play now because they are the gel for this team. They've got to help me pull everything together. We've all got to work together to pull everything together. But I think once you see us hitting that top gear, there's going to be nothing holding us back. You spent big money on a new striker in the form of Carlos Fernandez this season. How do you see him fitting in with the team and the culture at Malaga? It can take any player time to settle in, but Carlos Fernandez, he's a consummate professional. He had a hard time at Sociedad where he wasn't really getting the play time with them signing X, Y, and Z. But here he will be a centrepiece for us, and I think he'll have a big role, and I think he'll thrive under that role. It might take him a little time to adjust to the play style, to adjust to life here, but I think once he does adjust, you'll see the best from him. You've managed to recruit some big names so far this summer, like Cesar Azpilicueta and Luka Modric, for instance. What would you attribute that to? I think people believe in our project. I think they see what we're doing. I think big players are seeing what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I think people believe and want to be a part of it. It's a special club here at Malaga. And players like Azpilicueta and Modric, who they've played the best football. They've played the top football you can. A project like this is absolutely huge for their careers. Something to build around, something to be a part of that you'll be remembered for years and years to come. I think that's what is the driving force behind, and also the fans. The fans here are passionate. They love this team and they want to see it thrive, and that's what we're trying to give them. We're trying to give them that team that they can get behind week after week and watch us drive forward. A new season and new recruits means new opportunities. Will we see anything different tactically going into this first game? Come on now, guys. You know I can't give away 100% what we're going to be doing this season. I don't want managers reading into this press conference and getting ideas of how they're going to play against us. There are things that we are doing this season that are different from last season, but that's what you get every single season you come in. That's all I'm going to give you for now, but there's stuff going on. Right, guys, that's going to be us for this press conference. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your questions, and I hope you look forward to the game. We are going to be giving Ruben Blanco the #1 shirt, though. I know Oya has currently got it. However, it's not to be. What I'm going to do here quickly is just give everybody a quick run through of the new team sheet just to see. Cristo Romero's contract's coming up. Escudero is also retiring at the end of this season. So yeah, I'm just giving everyone a quick look to see what's going on, what the team is saying, and yeah. Oh, Francis has the potential to be special tagged now. I don't know if he had that before. Cass, as you can see, submitted a transfer request, so he's not currently in my good books. Modric has unfortunately already dropped down by 1, but that's what you would expect when you sign a 36-year-old player. He might not play the whole season for us because you would imagine he at some point will probably decline a little bit too far. Danilo has that special something tag. As you see, Carlos Fernandez. Pablo Mozan has the showing great potential, and Chavarria is also retiring at the end of the season. But we are here, the first game of the season against Osasuna. Not the most difficult opponent we could have started off with. However, they are what you would probably call an established team in La Liga at the moment, whereas we're obviously now new. But let's enjoy these intro scenes without my voice constantly speaking over them. So here's our first lineup. Romero, Nguene, Azpilicueta, Pacini. Escassi, they've actually set out as a 4-1-1-2-2, which I guess it kind of is in a way. Danilo and Fernandez, the new strike partnership up top. Let's take a look at Osasuna's team. Herrera in goal. Cote, Garcia, Vidal, I didn't see who the other one was. Toro, Villa, Thuram, however you say that name, and that guy. Yeah, I didn't read that out very well, I'll be honest about that one. But yeah, new season in La Liga. We start at home against Osasuna. Like I say, it's not the most difficult opening day fixture that we could have got. However, there is absolutely no chance that this is going to be a straightforward game. This whole season, what are we looking at there? Is that someone's bumhole? Sorry, this whole season is going to be real tough. Like, real tough. But hey, I'm going to try and rage less this season, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. So let's go. Playing 1-2s around very well here now. But we do recover.
Nacho Vidal. Here's Garcia.
Nguene needs to watch this space here. Oh, gets rolled. Poor defending from Jerome Nguene, you have to say, to be fair. Should do better on that attempted challenge. Azpilicueta can't get across to it. We do concede in our first game in the league, which, to be fair, probably isn't that much of a surprise to anyone. But as Peter Cristo Romero, he can go inside to Luka Modric. Luka Modric does find the ball to Gortler, however, it will be half-time. I wouldn't say we've done enough to deserve anything so far. We look like we're starting to get a foothold in the game a little bit in terms of possession. Bossifian winning this one. We find the ball to Danilo. Oh, he can't turn on it fast enough. We are pressing well at least though.
Will let up plenty of pressure.
Modric puts this in first time. What the hell has Fernandes done there? Nah, that's sub-worthy, that is. It's on it may be his debut in the league, however, we're bringing on Mons on because that is so poor from Fernandes. He had hours to decide what he was doing with that ball. We'll let the 19-year-old come on and see. Oh, that's a good pass inside to Ram now. Onguene trying to stay in front of it. It's going to be 2-0. You can't really do anything when they're doing those side steps in the box. There's not really anything you can do about it. Budmir comes off the bench, makes a second. Looks like we are going to lose in our return to La Liga. Mons on here. And go back to Modric. Modric has a strike, but it's a good save. The first shot we've had, really, that's been of any threat whatsoever. Monzon tries to get to the header, however, it's going to be sliced away. We'll find Gortler. Oh, Gortler wins the ball. We might be able to break through here. And it had to be Lucas Gortler, really, didn't it, to be the man to get us our first goal in the Liga. The press does work for us that time. It has worked for us a couple times, we just haven't punished it. But this time we fully punish it. Lucas Gortler getting us our first goal of the La Liga season. Bosufyan, at this point in the game, I really don't need you to be coming short for the ball. I'm Pablo Escassi. Oh, that's terrible from Pablo Escassi. It's just little bits of sloppiness like that that have been our downfall in this game, to be honest. But, like I say, I don't... Escassi literally did it immediately again there. To be fair, Osasuna deserved to win that game. We didn't really do anything too threatening, which... obviously isn't great. I'm not happy about the way that we played, however. Oh, by the balance of things, we actually did deserve to win that game. Osasuna only having 2 shots. I think there's a couple signings that I need to make. So, we'll take a look at doing that. We don't want this to be a loan to buy. Just a loan, please. Bosufyan, again, I don't think we're going to sell. Especially to Leganés, who I'm pretty sure are currently a rival of ours. Look for a first team quality right back, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. We'll give this a quick save, and now we'll wrap up the episode. So, next episode will be all the way up to deadline day. We do have 2 games against Granada and Real Sociedad in that episode. We unfortunately start with a loss, however, it's not the worst loss in the world, only by 1 goal, so we'll look to build on it next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to get notified about episode 2 of season 2, and I hope to see you there. Peace.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends